This is Dr. Leo Powers, and I'm in Plover, Wisconsin. I'm going to talk about knee arthritis and stiffness and how to treat it with chiropractic. That's more of a holistic approach. And so, knee arthritis and stiffness comes from when the muscles are tight around the knee, and this is a knee joint. And once you get your muscles tension out, then that helps with that. And we'll go over a treatment that will help to restore flexibility and looseness to the muscles. The other part ties in with the meniscus of the knee and inflammation of the knee. And when you have an inflamed knee, that's arthritis. It's not necessarily permanent, it just means it's inflamed. Because if you take apart the Latin, arthro means joint, itis means inflammation of, and once the inflammation from the joint goes away, then you no longer have knee arthritis. So this is treatment is to talk about how we can do this. Category 2 stress ties in with pain down the side of the leg, front of the leg into the groin, medial knee, and ankle and foot. Shoulder and arm symptoms, lateral side neck pain, lateral side headaches. That's category 2. So the category 2 ties directly to the knee joint here. I'm going to go over the meniscus. And a lot of times this medial meniscus is sore because that lower leg area, this tibia fibula area here, has slid, and then the connection between the two bones is loose, and this bone slides down, and when it slides down, it restricts the motion coming out. Normal motion, according to exercise seminars, is 20 degrees out and 30 degrees in. When you have this slide down like that, it's in the way, so your foot and ankle cannot move out, and so it's restricted to about 0 or 5 degrees, and normal is 20 degrees. So there's a simple treatment to correct this, and I learned about this several years ago. And so all you do is you bring the ankle in, and then the fibula and then the tibia can be realigned where it's supposed to be, and so this part that's slid down can move back up, and then I tape here and here on both sides, and then that helps to hold the bones together. And when you change that, it changes the connection between the bones in the foot. And there's foot bones that are called metatarsals, and there's hand bones that's called metacarpals. And because this is such an important part of the body, it will affect the foot and the hands. And so there's an adjustment for the foot and the hand that needs to be treated by working on the head. And the reason for that is you need to have endurance in these muscles that connect to these bones. And when this slides, the muscles don't work properly, and that causes the stiffness in the lower legs, which causes knee stiffness. And it also impacts other parts of the head and the body. And so these bones through here are what they call metatarsals and metacarpals. And so when they need to be adjusted, there's a yin and a yang side to the foot and a yin and a yang side to the hand. And there's also a yin and yang as part of the Chinese medicine description. And your body has a yin side and a yang side. Some have a yin on the left and some have a yin on the right, but there's a yin yang thing. And so on the foot, the yang side is this side and the yin side's over here. And on the hand, it's opposite. The yang side's on the thumb side, the yin side's over here. So the first adjustment when you work on this part in here is I adjust between the 4th and 5th toes for the yang component of the foot, and the yang component of the hand is between the thumb and the first finger. So those areas are adjusted, and then because it's the yang, it's just on the yang side, then you can do one adjustment on the head and the pelvis to recorrect the endurance component of the head. And so how you do that is one way is to pull the nose up, and then you lift on the palate area up in here to lift this area. And it's kind of like the roof of your house has dropped in some, and this lifts it back up. And the reason you lift here, and then that lifts the nasium, and the nasium lifts the sphenoid area up here, and then this lifts up here. And then this area has to be reset. And this is where the endurance component is. And this part of the brain has to do with energy and adrenal strength. And so when you reset this, you have more adrenal strength and energy to the foot and the hands. And so once it's lifted up, once you have to lift the nose up or down, depending on whether it's yin and yang, and then you adjust this part up in here, and then it has to be reset between these 3 points of the head, and that's the temporal bone, that's the hearing center, and then this is the parietal center. So I touch here and here or here, and then it helps to reset, and it's fairly advanced to be able to know how to do this. So I've studied for several hundred hours at the cranial seminars to learn how to do these different treatments. And so chiropractors in general work fantastic for knee, ankle, and foot work, but for advanced work, if you have knee stiffness, arthritis, that you're thinking about knee replacement, or you just want your knee corrected, this, in my opinion, is the best treatment to help with it, because you can work on the endurance component of the head that helps to restore function to the foot and the hand. And so that's how it's adjusted. And then once that's adjusted, it unlocks the gut, and the gut here ties in with the top of the head also up in here. And so there's a series of 6 visits, that 3 for the yang side, 3 for the yin side over here, and then it'll get the knee relatively stable. And so there's 9 points on the gut through here. And so when you do this adjustment on the gut, what happens is you get a natural tummy tuck. And so it goes over like this. Now, it may not change that much in one visit, but it will change significantly, so you'll have more firm belly. And if you lose weight and you still have some of this, that can help to flatten that. And it works with the body. There's no surgery. They call this treatment bloodless surgery, because you do it without shedding any blood. So that's a bloodless surgery for the tummy tuck. And then after you do that, then there's, so that's about 6 visits to treat that. And then there's another treatment that ties in with the gallbladder muscle. This is the muscle for the gallbladder, the popliteus, and that's right behind your knee. And so if you have some stiffness or real tightness behind your knee, this treatment can help it in about 5 or 6 visits. And so what you do is you stress the popliteus muscle, you turn the foot way in, and then I need to stretch the muscle that ties in with the pancreas. And then there's 2 main organs that go into your digestive tract in the first part of the small intestine. One is the pancreas juices that helps to digest your fat, protein, and carbohydrates. And then your gallbladder helps to digest your fat. And so that's where you get a lot of your hormones from. And so your hormones help to regulate your inflammation in your body. So that helps with the arthritis component of this treatment. And so what I do is I stretch the muscle tied in with the spleen or the pancreas, these muscles through here, and then I move this foot in to tighten up the gallbladder, this muscle here. And then I do a series of treatments that help to unlock this area. And then I go back, and usually it unlocks that mesenteric apron again. And then I do some cranial work related to this, which is slightly different from the other one. And then there is some treatment for the phalanges, which is the toes and the fingers and the thumb, that helps to restore finger strength and flexibility, so it's stronger, and you don't have that puffy feeling of your toes and fingers from this treatment, so that you can restore function and strength, and at the same time you're getting that stiffness out of the back of the knee. And then the bile will flow better out of the gallbladder, and the pancreatic juices will flow better out of that, because that opening where it goes into the small intestine is bigger because it's been stretched out with this treatment. And that's basically how that works for the knee arthritis treatment. And to know for sure if you could respond to this, I would need to do an evaluation to check to see which indicators are out of balance. Check your range of motion in your ankle to see if it moves in and out normally. And you really need someone that really knows how to check this to evaluate this. And after the evaluation, I would give you my opinion on how you would respond to this type of treatment and how many treatments you would need. So I'm glad that you took the time to view this video. This is advanced work. Not every chiropractor would be able to do this, but I have studied hard so I could help people that have knee stiffness and arthritis and recover. Knee replacement surgery is very expensive, and it shouldn't be, in my opinion, it needs to be done only if you've already done some of these other things to help it so that you can restore function. There are specific knee exercises that do help the knee quite a bit. Swimming helps, and there's several different things that are very helpful for the knee. Chiropractors in general can adjust, the knee, the ankle, the foot, the hip, the low back, and that can help with knee pain. But this is specifically for tightening up the ligaments between the bones in the tibia fibula, and also adjusting the head bone to restore endurance in this top area here, and then working on the gut to restore function up in here. I want to thank you for viewing this video. There'll be more videos outcoming on different subjects so that you have other options besides drugs and surgery. Thank you very much. I'm Dr. Leo Powers.